Hello, my name is Mareva. I am a historian of Byzantine art and architecture and a postdoctoral fellow at ANAMED for this academic year, a position for which I must say I am very grateful. In 2021, I received my PhD in Byzantine art history and archaeology at the École pratique des hautes études in Paris, France, under the supervision of Professor Yona Rapti. At the same time, over the past 5 years, I have been a teaching assistant in Byzantine and medieval art history at the University of Paris Panthéon-Sorbonne. This last year, I have also worked as a collection assistant at the Christian and Byzantine collection of the Gabriel Millet Photo Archive in Paris. At ANAMED, I will conduct a research project entitled Liminality and Space of Byzantine Monastic Churches in Constantinople and Anatolia, 9th to 15th century, function and meaning of doorways and passageways, with the aim to work on the publication of a book on liminality in the Byzantine monastic space. This project will deepen and broaden my PhD research, which focused on liminal places and their decoration in the monastic churches built in the territory of the empire and its neighbors during the Middle and Late Byzantine period. The notion of liminality comes from anthropology and has only been used in art history for a few years. The word liminality, which is polysemic, is used to qualify what introduces a space, a phase, or a condition. Coming from the Latin limen, which means threshold, liminality will be considered within the framework of this project, in its spatial, material, and metaphorical dimensions. In monastic churches, as in any building, doorways and passageways, closed by door leaves or curtains, are ambiguous places, located between two distinct spaces. They are both places of separation, marking the structural divisions of the church space, and places of transition, implying the idea of crossing, entering, and exiting. Thresholds, doorways, and passageways punctuate the paths taken by clerics, the faithful, and pilgrims in the monastic complex, as well as those taken to enter the church and participate in the liturgical services performed within it. Each step that the doorways mark on the different paths is accompanied either by carved, painted, or mosaic images and inscriptions that adorn the components of the opening and their surroundings. Thus, doorways and passageways are essential elements of the architecture and of the experience of the space. This project comes within the scope of a recent conceptual strand, focusing on liminal places, particularly in late antique and medieval buildings. However, to date, a holistic study on liminality in the space of Turkish Byzantine churches, as well as of the entire Byzantine territory, has not yet been conducted. Furthermore, through the lens of liminality, the project focuses on the space and spatial experience, another emerging area of research in Byzantine studies. It is part of the spatial turn, a theoretical trend which has appeared in the 90s, reflecting a renewed interest in the humanities and social sciences concerning the concept of space and spatial phenomena. By focusing on the interconnections between communities, individuals, and space, my research aims to approach space as an analytical tool capable of providing new conceptual methods for the study of Byzantine society and monasticism. Through such an approach, the aim of the project is to determine the roles of thresholds in religious space, as well as in monastic life and spirituality. In other words, the purpose of this study is threefold: to define the symbolic values assigned to liminal places in Byzantine culture, to assess the context in which different church doorways are used, and to understand the experience of crossing a threshold. To this end, the project will be based on different types of monastic architecture, from Constantinople and Anatolia, over a large chronological span, and in various historical contexts. The selected monuments will provide the possibility to evaluate the notion of liminality, both in the space of built monastic churches, whose layout is thought to facilitate and order movement made towards, around, and within the building, and in the space of rock-cut churches, where the steep and rugged morphology of the site, on the contrary, constrains them. This investigation will be based on a multidisciplinary approach, drawing on architectural history, art history, religious sciences, anthropology, and neurosciences. In short, the project aspires to provide a comprehensive study of liminality in the monastic architectural space that is likely to shed new light on the Byzantine monumental heritage in Turkey. It intends to reassess the prevailing norms of understanding architectural space and liminal places. I'm looking forward to conducting this project at ANAMED and to meeting the scholars and other fellows working on Byzantium and related disciplines. Thank you very much.